Last week, I took you to a place where I spent a majority of my childhood where we photographed wild horses, birds, a coyote, and something unexpected, a bald eagle. In this episode, we're going to be doing a bit of cityscape photography in the city that never sleeps, my home, Las Vegas. In this episode, we're going to shoot the iconic skyline from a huge suite that I rented. We're going to travel to various parking garages to get the best views, and then we're going to even spend some time walking the streets, all in hopes of creating more dynamic images to add to the portfolio. A photographer by the name of Peter Lick is a huge inspiration for me, which I am certain a lot of you can also say the same thing about your work. Now, he inspired me to take this photo, which I call the heart of Vegas. I captured this image from the Cosmopolitan back in 2020 after the pandemic restrictions were lifted. Unfortunately, we missed the sunset that evening because we were caught up with a few meetings and some other life things, but I was still very happy with the results that I was able to produce on that shoot. Now, the reason I booked the room at the Delano was in hopes of creating another iconic cityscape scene that I also gained inspiration from Peter Lick on. Now, a few days before I actually booked this room at the Delano, my wife and I found ourselves sneaking through the Mandalay Bay to see if we could find a viewpoint that I could capture this image from. She was not very happy with me, as this required telling a few white lies and careful timing to gain access to the floors that only guests could have. Now, we quickly learned that all of the window views are from the rooms themselves only, so we would need to gain access to a room if we were going to be able to see out a window. I did read about the Sky Bar at the Delano, which actually has an open air section, but I would have to shoot the image handheld while also dealing with a bunch of people in a bar scene. And also, honestly, it would have been a complete comp stomp of the legend himself. So booking a room and having a little mini staycation is what we decided to do. Let me talk to you guys through my composition and some of the struggles that I have going on that I knew I was going to be dealing with, but should be able to make it work out. And so let's walk you through it. I am dealing with some reflections, so I have a polarizing filter to help shoot through the glass. I'm shooting with my aperture more towards the open side rather than closed, and that is just to kind of help blur out any of the imperfections that I'm shooting through with the glass. So that the shot is a little cleaner. Now, I'm definitely going to have to do some work in Photoshop to get this thing balanced out, but one of the things I might do is, if you look right here, there's the bar, like nightclub bar area there, that I believe I can get a shot from there if need be without any of the glass or happen to shoot through any of this glass. So I'm going to play with a couple of other windows and different perspectives and see what we can come up with. But right now I am liking this, and hopefully it turns out okay. So I'm just going to keep playing around and see what we find. Now, to have this amount of rain coming through Vegas is not common, and it was honestly a little bit of a bummer because it did make getting rid of the reflections on the windows pretty difficult. And in fact, the image that I ended up capturing does have a little bit of distortion and doubling effects going on because of the rain and reflections and refractions of the windows. But honestly, I thought it actually added to the character of the overall photo personally. So I was still pretty happy with the result I was able to have. While we are waiting for the Luxor light to turn on, let's do a tour of the suite here. So when you first walk in, there's like this little place to put your keys and stuff. And then right here is a bathroom, little half bath. There's like this little area here. Not sure why. Like this, just like one little chair here, kind of like a throne. Then as you walk in here, this is a little desk area, the couch, nice size TV, and the bed. But what really brings this room to life is the views. So let's open up these curtains. You may not be able to see with all the lights and stuff on, but you got the Luxor and obviously what I'm shooting out there. Inside the bathroom area, it's like a place to put your suitcase. You have a nice size closet, two sides of them. Then in the bathroom, big double vanity, big mirror with a bunch of nice light. Big old shower. A jacuzzi tub. And another bathroom with a bidet. And then over here be where we're currently shooting, and nice big gathering area. And then one of the cool parts is they came with this fully stocked bar. So like they have coffee pre-made, some Fuji waters, coffee maker, bunch of sodas and waters and seltzers and hard alcohol, and even some snacks. Oh, you got Pringles. Yeah, so, I mean, this is the only, probably the second hotel I've ever stayed at. I'm born and raised from Vegas. We don't go down to the Strip. Locals don't. But my wife and I actually stayed in the Cosmo during COVID, and we're able to get a really good deal there. And I decided to now, with the Super Bowl coming here, try to expand my Vegas portfolio and kind of document the craziness that's gonna be going on. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. Got another good deal on this room because it's pre-Super Bowl craziness and post a couple other events, like we just had SEMA and all that here. So took advantage of it and got the bigger room, so we have plenty of views. Now, I also processed this image as a black and white, and I'm curious to hear which one of these is your guys' favorite. The way I captured this image is I actually shot it as a 5-shot panoramic image using the 1:1 crop factor on my camera, so that when I pieced it together, it would show up as a 1:3 aspect ratio. I like to use that 1:1 crop ratio when I'm shooting these panos because it kind of helps me see the framing as I'm panning along. I do have access to the full 3x2s and 2x3s depending on if it's a vertical or horizontal later on if I need them, but in the field, this kind of helps me visualize this. I'm naming this image a gambler's paradise, and I think that it was a great addition to my portfolio. Okay, so we are heading out for another shoot in this Vegas shoot special. Where we're going is kind of the same scene I've shot before in the past from the Cosmopolitan, but we're gonna shoot it from down low. I have a location that I've shot, or another spot I've shot from there before, that I'm gonna try to make it down there in time for sunset. I don't think we're gonna get maybe too much color. We'll see. We'll see how the night goes. Now, unfortunately, this episode is not going to feature any new images from the fountains since the construction was going on that I did not expect to be there. But here are a few shots I was able to capture in this area in the past. Should do. Now the only problem is I got to make sure I don't get this billboard too much in the way of my composition with all these light trails that I'm hoping to get. And then there is a light that's kind of in the way, but shouldn't be a problem to Photoshop that out. I'm gonna have to move quick because there's some security and I'm technically in employee parking, so they'll probably kick me out. But I'm gonna move pretty quick, maybe even get some of my settings dialed in while I'm in the car here. That way I'm not exposed with the tripod for too long. So it's a real simple shot. Just kind of have it framed up, center of the frame, doing 2-second exposure. I got an f/16 ISO 100. I might even be able to drag that shutter out a little bit more just to get just a bit more motion blur going on in the traffic. Yeah, that looks so good. Now that I got that shot in the bag, I kind of want to grab maybe a few other shots while I'm up here, maybe even before I get asked to leave, kindly. So we're gonna go see if we can find a couple other spots, maybe to shoot a couple other views from up here, and then maybe even come back and shoot the stadium when it's a touch darker out. The lights are up a little bit more. So, but it's looking really, really good right now. So I want to grab a couple shots, especially maybe of T-Mobile Arena over here. So let's go get a shot of that. So a real simple shot. Just shot it as a pano. Hopefully getting some more detail and stuff. Actually, I might try it down there. That direction might be a little bit better. Let me move down there, and hopefully, again, I don't get caught here. So let me get you guys set up. I also processed this one as a black and white, so let me know what you guys think down below. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Really liking how everything is looking so far. Cool thing about this is you can actually see the room that we were staying in the other night when I got that other shot, but I did kind of scout this out earlier. So we're gonna grab this shot and then, okay, so
framing up the Luxor and the Mandalay Bay here. Got F11, 3 seconds, and here is that shot. Geez, one of the other perks of being a local is I don't have to pay for parking at MGM properties. It was $18 for just about 30 minutes being there, so I'm glad I'm a local and was able to scan my ID and didn't have to pay that. The price of coming down to one of the most popular places in the world, I guess.
The next day, I grabbed my gear for one last shoot to see if I can add an image of a popular corner to my portfolio.
Okay, so I have a decision to make. The where I'm kind of wanting to go might only be okay, but where I'm going to go later tonight is definitely going to be okay because the clouds are looking like they will catch and be, cause an epic sunset. But there's also some good-looking clouds over here. So what I'm probably going to do is just go ahead and photograph this spot at like golden hour light. I still have about 30 minutes and it's only gonna take me probably about 10 minutes to take this shot. So I'm gonna walk over here, do that, then get back in the car and we're gonna go back over and take some shots at the stadium because I think this sunset is going to be really good over the top of the stadium and I would like to get that. So where we're gonna be taking this photo, we're actually parking in the old, where the old baseball stadium is probably gonna go, the Tropicana. So this place won't be around much longer, but probably not going to be bringing you guys along just because I want to be quick and nimble. So I'm not even going to bring like my whole bag. I'm just going to bring the camera. Probably not going to even use a tripod or anything. Trying to find parking right now is a little bit more of an issue.
Ever since this growth boom that has hit the city the last few years, it seems like every road is always tore up with plans to grow the infrastructure to handle this new traffic. Now, the original area I was wanting to go to capture an image of the MGM and the New York was actually tore up for all this road construction, so I had to think creatively. I was honestly this close to giving up on this entire portion of the shoot, but I decided to check out one last vantage point. There's like these little sky bridges you can go walk across. So I decided to go look at one more, and this honestly ended up being the perfect view. Now during this shoot, I had about 5 different people ask me to take their photos with their phone, which I guess is what I get for having camera equipment out. People are just gonna think that you're gonna do a good job for them. So I was kind enough to go ahead and take time to take pictures of that backdrop with them. But after all this, I was able to actually secure the shot I was looking for.
A successful photo in our pockets. The original composition that I was kind of looking at maybe doing, I knew was going to be difficult because all that construction that I was showing you guys. But pretty happy with what I was able to shoot. Probably could have actually gotten away with bringing the tripod, but after looking on the back of my camera, I'm very confident that I was able to get plenty of sharp photos. This thing is kind of freaking out, not wanting to keep me in the center. Plenty of sharp photos to work with, so yeah, I mean, obviously gonna have to do some blending there. And the sky was looking pretty good, even though it was, not really colorful. It was more just like a golden hour light and sky color, but I think it's gonna look really nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to the parking garage that we actually parked in the other night when we stayed at the Delano. And there is some good shots of Allegiant Stadium from there with the Super Bowl logo and the big screen. And also you got the Red Rock Canyon and all this other cool mountains and stuff in the background, and should be able to get some motion blur from the I-15 highway that's down below. And then after we get that, as it starts to get a little darker, we'll actually walk across a bridge there and grab some shots similar to one that I've captured in the past, and we actually might even go recreate that image. We'll see how the night goes, but it's just hard because there's so much construction going on down here on the strip and like on the freeway and stuff to make way for all of these stadiums and all of the influx of people that have been coming here. So it's not the prettiest. I had to kind of shoot that last shot a little higher or more panned up than I really would have liked, but I couldn't run the risk of having these nasty orange like construction barriers in the way. So we actually need to head up these stairs. Only problem is it is employee parking up there, so it's gonna be a little bit difficult to make sure I don't get kicked out. But it's a little too low where I'm at right here. I definitely need to go up one more row, I'm thinking. And worst case scenario, we'll go for a walk and take some photos down off of that bridge, which actually might look a little bit better, but we'll see. And actually the construction doesn't look too bad, so we will probably look to recreate that one photo I was telling you guys about, so. So it's really simple. Allegiant Stadium right in the middle, and then all of the traffic flowing down below, except for there's some traffic, so it's not really flowing that well. And got the Super Bowl logo there, and yeah, nice pretty sunset in behind, so should be pretty good. Just gotta wait for the light to kick off now.
And you probably guessed it, yes, I did do a black and white conversion of this. I mean, come on, the stadium itself is black and white. It's just begging for it. With hopes of recreating this old image, I drove down the road a ways, parked up the car, went for a walk, so I could get to the vantage point I needed to be at to capture this image.
Well, I lost the wide angle lens that turns this into a 15 millimeter. It fell off of my camera as I was walking. I didn't even try to record a lot of the stuff over there because there's no way you guys were going to hear me. I was going to be yelling over the cars, and there's people walking by and all that. Yeah, I mean, obviously you guys at this point know what the photo looks like, but I'm pretty confident it's going to turn out pretty darn good. I'm glad I came and shot this. I think it's going to be a lot more interesting than the first one that I created, but yeah, now I think what we're going to do is something very important. Look, I am not the biggest In-N-Out snob out there. To be honest, I don't eat it very often. If you are not from the West Coast of the United States, then you probably don't even know what In-N-Out Burger is, but if you do come out west, it's definitely worth a try. You know, it's not the greatest burger. It's a fast food burger. There's definitely better burgers out there, but they do a good job. The thing is, though, they're always packed. There's always a huge line. And for me, I don't wait. I don't wait in line for fast food, especially. So when you see a In-N-Out burger with not anybody in line, you take advantage and you grab yourself an In-N-Out burger. Can I do a number one with no cheese, no tomato? Hello. Good, how are you? Okay. Thank you, you too.
I wanted to take a quick second here to let you guys know, if you don't already, but the main way that I make a living as a creative is by selling fine art photography prints. Right now I'm offering 35% off of all of my open edition prints of my Vegas collection, which come in a variety of finish options in both metal and canvas. If the Vegas images don't really inspire you, but you're looking to add a touch of nature to your home, I'm also offering 25% off store-wide, which includes my mini-series prints, all of my open edition prints, and even my collection of limited edition artworks. I also offer a variety of things like puzzles, phone cases, notebooks, and bags, just in case if you guys wanted to help support my work, but don't want to commit wall space at the moment yet. Those gifts and collectibles are perfect for you. I will go ahead and have everything linked down below for you, as well as a link where you guys can grab free desktop backgrounds of some of my images. Lastly, make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and maybe drop a comment down below to let me know which is your favorite image from this shoot. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would love the opportunity to share more adventures with you. Thanks for experiencing nature through my lens. I will see you guys in next week's adventure. I always say, okay, so. You ever notice that? No, every time I start a video or I'm about to say something, I always go, okay, so. I'm trying to break that. I'm working on it.